Hello everybody, it is Michael, and today, oh my goodness, that Good Place episode. But when this episode started, and it started off with Janet opening her eyes like we've seen all the other characters do, my jaw literally dropped. I was like, oh my goodness, let's go. I'm excited. Just the way that Michael stole Janet felt a little too easy, as if like the Good Place were maybe, let's see what happens with this. It just felt a little way too easy, and that there was no security, but maybe because they were like, oh, okay, this literally would never be a problem, so let's just not even put security on it because we're angels and stuff. We could do whatever we want to get it back if we really wanted to get her back. But, I mean, they have infinite Janets, presumably, so I don't know why they would notice that one was gone, unless she starts glitching out, which doesn't seem like it'll be a problem anymore. But my question was, how did Michael actually get there? Like, he said later in this episode, like, that he needs Janet so they can all get to the Good Place, but, like, he seemed to get there just fine to get Janet initially. Did he use a bad Janet to get there? Would she have obeyed him? I don't know. Which makes me think that at the end when Michael's like, oh, Janet, we're friends, I can't kill you because we're friends. When he said friends, my first thought was in season 1 when he binge watched all of Friends. And so I'm thinking that's where he's going. I would love for him to be sincere about this. I would love for him to learn compassion and stuff. But I still just think that he's a demon who doesn't really feel that kind of stuff. Because maybe he doesn't feel like going back all the way to the Good Place. Maybe the way he got there has been patched and he can't get there anymore. And so he needs this Janet, otherwise he won't get another one. So that I want him to be sincere, but during that scene, I just wasn't buying it. Also, the feelings thing was confirmed. That was confirmed. I'm disappointed that it was a thing, but I'm fine with the way that it's been carried out, because it doesn't really seem like she thinks it's that big of a deal. And she's like, oh, okay, I'll just get over him because whatever, Jason, whatever. So let's hope that Derek isn't just like, oh, I'm a male, so I have all the power. Like, this show is doing so good. Please, Good Place, don't drop the ball. Don't drop the ball this far in. You're like, you're a season and a half in, and you've been like perfect so far. Don't drop the ball this late in the game. Also, the trolley problem. After last week's episode, my friend brought up the fact, and I put it in the description of last week's video, brought up the fact that if Janet splits from the group, I was about to say the core 4, but Michael's part of it now. Eleanor, Chidi, Jason, Tahani, and Michael versus Janet. 1 versus 5, the trolley problem. And in this episode, right before the first commercial break, she's like, okay, but you can sacrifice me and it'll make you all happy. It's like, oh, this is the trolley problem. Right after that, I texted my friend like, oh, the trolley problem, oh my goodness. And he texted me back, the trolley problem. Like, we sent it at the exact same time together. And it's like, yeah, this is where both of our minds went, because oh my goodness, it just happened so suddenly. Like, I would have expected that to have been like a little further down the line. But, you know, this show continues to just say, hey, remember that thing? Yeah, it's right now. It's right now because we're smarter than you. Also, I loved Michael's, like, doctor tests with Janet. I just thought that was, like, it was fun. It's like, okay, you know how we have a visual medium? Let's have fun with the fact that we have a visual medium and take advantage of the fact that we have a visual medium. And it's great. It's fantastic. I also, the paperclip plate. It's like, oh my goodness. I remember that. But that was also from the Friends episode. Hint towards the friend thing. I just thought of that right now, but it's like, okay, yeah, that's a little hint. I want Michael to be sincere, but I'm not buying it. Also, they all went to a boundless void. Was that where they went earlier in the beginning? When, like, everywhere went away and they went to a boundless void? Because, I mean, Jason seemed to have gotten to the boundless void. Okay, and now the last big thing that I want to talk about, other than Derek, it's like, there's not really much to say with that so far. It's like, she created a person. Okay, cool. But, the Vicky stuff. We didn't actually see this, so I could be completely wrong here, but as far as we know, she just straight up stabbed Chidi with a bunch of needles, and just straight up tortured him, old-fashioned. None of this psychological stuff, no more psychological torture. She just straight up put needles into his face, and his feet. Is this their torture now? Like, is Vicky like, oh, wait a second, Michael's been acting weird, because she did mention that earlier that he started acting weird, and she's like, okay, what? She confronted him about it, so she knows, which means that she could, maybe the possibility went through her mind, oh, wait a second, he told them so they can play the part, so he doesn't get caught out and he doesn't, like, get retired, because, I mean, that's a pretty scary thing. That would be reasonable that he would try to avoid that at all costs. So now she's just straight up torturing them, because what are they going to do? They're either get straight up tortured, but they have to act like they're enjoying it, and if they say, oh wait, no, this is the bad place, Vicky will be all like, oh, Michael, your thing failed again. Hey, Sean, Michael's thing failed again. Retire him, and she wins either way. So now she basically just gets to have fun torturing them the old-fashioned way, and gets the satisfaction of, it's her job, she gets to do it herself. Basically this way, Vicky wins. Nobody else does, so... yeah, I would say that we haven't seen Sean in a while, but we saw him in the flashback, and so we've seen him. Not in the current scenario, but we've seen him. Thank you guys so much for watching. The Good Place continues to be a fantastic, amazing show. It's just visually inventive. It's funny, it's visually inventive. It has an interesting plot. The characters are great. The cast is good. Everything about this show is great so far. It's so amazing. It's so wonderful. Please support it officially. Please go on Hulu, buy it on iTunes, go to the NBC app, something, please. I'll see you guys next week for more Good Place. See you then for Derek. I got new glasses, by the way. Just a little noteworthy thing.